So this is part 2 of being in the shelter. So I didn't stop believing of Santa because someone told me. I figured it out all by myself because of a board game, being in the shelter. So this was on Christmas morning. So at this point, I didn't even know that our house had been destroyed. When I was little, I believed everything I was told. I was actually really gullible. And, Santa brought gifts and Christmas is magical. And, I knew that Jesus was born on Christmas Day to save the world. I knew that. But this Christmas morning, we were in the shelter. We weren't home. Life was different. But in my mind, it was just really temporary. Like, I knew that I was going to be going back home. Things would calm down as usual. My dad would not be sick anymore. And it would, everything would just make up for the bad that happened. Like, it would all calm down. It would go away. We had packed quickly and only brought a few things. So I'd be going back home to all my clothes, all my toys, my 4 cats. Even though my brother wasn't here, I knew he was taking care of my dad, so I felt good in that. I did know that my mom was really quiet, and that made me uneasy because I knew she probably knew something I didn't know. But in my little mind, I was just not trying to think on those things. I was like, you know what? Santa knows all this stuff, and he knows what's going on. He knows everything is different this year, and he's going to show up big because this year I need it more than any other year. So we woke up, and me and Mom walked down to where the area was that they were handing out the gifts, and I noticed something really weird. I mean, I guess I didn't expect to get a lot of gifts, but my Christmases were really different. So usually on our normal Christmas, it was so magical. My dad was really intelligent. He made light organs before they were a thing, which connected the music, any music record player, things like that, to the lights and made the lights beat to the music. My mom would often take pictures or videos of us putting ornaments on the tree, our favorite ones. Rudolph was definitely coming. My dad would be like, hey, look, Rudolph's coming. This was on Christmas Eve. Rudolph's coming. You guys got to go to bed. Look at, there's his nose. I see him coming. And so I was always so excited. Oh my word, Santa's coming. He's on his way. And in the morning, there was always way more presents under the tree. That there was before. I knew there was a difference between what the presents my mom and dad got versus presents that Santa got. I mean, it was maybe spoiled, but it was magical. Like, Disneyland came to our house during Christmas. So I thought, you know what? Santa knows that I'm in a difficult place, but he's going to show up big because I just know it. So I grabbed the one gift that they gave me, and I'm like, oh, this must be really a special one because, it's just one. And then I opened it, and it was the board game Operation. Right away, my inside sunk, and my brother's whisperings came back to my head, and I was like, oh. And I didn't want to seem like I wasn't thankful for the game, because I was. I mean, I understood, and I knew my mom was going through a lot, so I definitely didn't want to, like, throw a fit, even though I really wanted to throw a fit, throw the game, be angry. But I knew that would make my mom cry, so I definitely wasn't going to do that. But at first I was like, hey, wait, I think you guys made a mistake. Like, this is not the gift that Santa got me, because Santa already knows I got this same game last year. And so if Santa gave me this gift, no, he wouldn't give me this gift, because he wouldn't get me something he already got me. So I searched around the other kids, and they were kind of like, well, they got their gifts, so they weren't like all weirded out or upset, trying to find like, oh no, this is not my gift, So anyway, I realized what my brother had been whispering to me was true. He used to say, hey sis, Santa's not real. And I was like, be quiet. I know he's real. Just leave me alone. I know that's not true. I didn't want him to be right. But in that moment, I definitely knew that Santa was a lie. Santa was not real. He would never give me the same toy twice, ever. So I didn't cry. I didn't throw the game. I just got quiet. But it was really nice. This little girl, she came to me, and she was like, we had been talking in the shelter, and she was like, hey, I love that game. Do you want to play that game together? And I was really thankful for that, because I didn't really want to think or focus on it, on the thoughts that were going through my mind, and it would distract me. But the thoughts that were going through my mind, and I couldn't help think about it while we were playing, was, well, if Santa isn't real, is Jesus real? I guess that's really the first time I ever had that big of a question in my head, like, oh my word, like, whoa. But at the same moment I thought that, I also was like, no, Jesus is real. Jesus is my Savior. Jesus is my miracle worker. I know that without a doubt. And just because I found out Santa wasn't real, I wasn't going to let Jesus not be real. Like, I was holding on to that with everything. I had to. And I knew it within myself. Like, I knew that he was. But it was a big question that I had at that moment. And, I don't look back and think, oh my word, feel sorry for me, look at the life I had. God brought me into this world knowing what I would deal with and knowing who I would become. And I do believe that every season, there's a reason for every season and every time, and God makes a way, and God knows. And, if anybody can ever get help or be helped by any of the stories that I'm going to be telling, that's what I want. That's all I'm asking for. Like, there's somebody out there like you, like, that has struggled, that has been there. And so my question is, did you ever have a moment where something suddenly made sense in your life, or maybe, something was just completely like change of thought or upheaval, or that pivotal moment where you were like, what just happened? Anyway, let me know.